Mark and Tamar, being in between these two schools growing up, just what have you come to learn about what this rivalry means?
I would just say that it's definitely one of the best rivalries in the country. I mean, and I'd be a fool to sit here and act like it's just a regular game, like it's not no different. Like, I mean, it's just as serious to the players as it is to the fans. I mean, obviously, the fans get a little bit more, you know, into it or provocative, or I mean, for lack of better words. But I mean, we just hooping, but obviously it's just like it's a really competitive game all the time. Like I mean, it's fun for us. I mean, obviously the environment's gonna be great, and we just looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, obviously, being from Kansas City, when I was younger, I remember the rivalry. I remember when it was Thomas Robinson playing. Obviously, that was like the last time they played before Mizzou to the SEC. So obviously, it's a big deal. It's a great thing that we can bring this rivalry back. Obviously, it was off for 8, 9 years, whatever it was. But obviously, it's a great thing. It's going to be a great environment. Two great teams, two great coaches going against each other, and it's a great thing.
Mark, you've been part of some huge games, Duke, North Carolina. I mean, how is this one going to be different to those games, just kind of given where you're from?
Obviously, I'm not sure yet. I haven't played in the game, but I think all rivalry games have a different type of energy, different type of just feeling in the air. This game will be no different. Obviously, I'm experienced in these type of situations, and obviously I can bring some of that experience to the team for the guys who might have not played last year or the year before in this game. Just show them what it means, being a rivalry game. All things go out the window. Records, status, whatever it is. Just two teams that have some animosity against each other, playing each other. So.
Mark, what is your teammates here that played this game last year? Maybe communicated to you about what it's like to play with Mizzou KU?
Yeah, obviously just the energy. Obviously it's different. It's a whole different game. Obviously, it's a really good team, really good coach team. But I think just the amount of fight it's going to take to win this game, the amount of fight they're going to play with. Obviously, Kansas doesn't like Missouri, and vice versa. So just coming out fighting is just going to be the most important thing I've heard from the past guys.
Tamar, last year you guys lost the game by 9 points against Kansas. What would you say is different about this team this year compared to last year?
I mean, we have a completely different roster. We have some returners, and I mean, just the makeup of the team is different. Obviously, the mentality is the same. The preparation is a little different, just because they have some different players and some new added pieces, and some guys that they have returning as well. But it's not really too much different other than the names on the back of the jerseys.
Tomorrow you have a game that's, like Coach Gates said as well, not a normal game, obviously, for either side. What's the preparation like? I mean, does it change at all? Does the mindset going into the game change at all?
Yeah, the preparation and the mindset, well, the preparation is pretty much the same, but the mindset is just different from a standpoint of, like, it is a rivalry game. There are a lot more emotions tied into it, and it's just like, a more heightened focus. I would say that's probably what the intensity is probably the main difference. Because obviously, like other games, like the preparation is where it should be, but I mean, it's just different. Like the intensity is just different.
Tamar and Mark, what would you say is like one thing you want to carry over from that second half against Cal, where you come back down 16 into this game against Kansas?
I think just how we came out, how connected we were in that second half. Obviously from the jump, just into the game we were. No lulls, no gaps between us, but just the connectedness we had, and I think that's just what carried us to fight that last 20 minutes. And then I think in the first half we were a little back and forth and things like that, but I think we were playing like that, connected on defense, on offense, and just being together. I think we're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, I would just say our intensity and our communication on the defensive end, because we didn't feel like we had any issues scoring the ball, whether it was in transition or half court. But to Mark's point, our connectedness on the defensive end of the floor, and just being physical and just sticking to what we do. And obviously executing the scouting report, that's another thing that'll be huge to carry over into this game, just locking into personnel and just knowing who's who, and had a to guard certain guys and certain plays and what coverages we're going to be in. And the main thing is just our defense, our communication, and our physicality as a team.
For both of you, just with the defense, what do you kind of have to do against a Kansas team that just doesn't shoot a whole lot of threes and relies on making a lot of twos really efficiently?
I mean, I would just say we just have to focus on obviously keeping the ball in front of us. Like we can't let, because they love to like set screens and hit the short roll with KJ Adams, and they play a little different out of ball screens with Hunter. But I mean, the focus is really just gonna be knowing the personnel, like knowing the guys that, because they do have guys that do like to shoot threes and do shoot threes, but there are more guys on the team who are drivers or just play 10 feet and in. So I mean, it's really just gonna come down to knowing personnel and then just sticking to what we do on the defensive end and not changing too much, because obviously like what we do defensively works for our group, but it's just gonna come down to knowing who we're guarding.
Yeah, what Scoop said, or Tamar. Knowing our personnel for sure. Obviously, even if they don't shoot a lot of threes, Kansas is known for just being a paint team, whether they have a big man inside or not. Having a paint presence is something they've always had. So I think obviously sticking to our principles, obviously knowing our personnel, knowing the game plan. But I think just staying true to ourselves, and because that's something they've been doing for years, even if they shoot threes or not. So I think we just gotta stay true to ourselves.
Final question?
For both of you guys, Coach Gates said he's been kind of leaning on Coach Stewart to get everybody in the right mindset for this matchup. I'm curious if he's had anything to say to the team.
Not yet. He might be at practice tomorrow, or maybe even a day of the game. But last year we talked to him, and we haven't seen him yet. So when he gets here, I mean, I'm sure he'll have a very intense and precise message for us.
Just a quick follow-up. Do you have any former players in here telling you about what it's like to be on this court playing this game? Just to kind of as a follow-up to that.
Nobody ain't really, I mean, other than the guys that we played with last year. I mean, and then Lawrence Bowers. I mean, he sent us a text right after the Cal game, and I talked to Kobe last week. So obviously everybody's ready and ready for the matchup, and they like what we building.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.